Hey, well, when you're in the middle of cancer or trying to rebuild after it, appetite loss can feel like the last straw. Welcome to Tea Talk, everyone. If you don't know me already, I'm Danny Cade. You want to eat, you know you need to eat, but the thought of food either makes you nauseous, leaves you feeling prematurely full, or it feels impossible to even start that first bite of the foods you love. For me, it didn't happen all at once. It started with skipping a meal here and there. And then because my stomach didn't tell me that I needed food, when I did eat, I would find myself taking fewer and fewer bites and feeling full way sooner than I should have. My pants started sagging, and over several weeks, things like climbing stairs or carrying laundry felt like I was trying to do a workout. I didn't know it at the time, but I was already sliding into cancer-related wasting, also known as cachexia. Most people don't realize that appetite loss in cancer is rarely about willpower or becoming a picky eater. It's a physiological process that tumors, the stress of treatment, be it chemo or alternative, and trauma can trigger inflammatory signals in the body that shut down hunger hormones like ghrelin. Now, they can also raise resting metabolism and block our ability to absorb nutrition. In this state, the body literally rewires our digestion to conserve energy for the purpose of survival. Low blood sugar, also called hypoglycemia, makes this even worse. It becomes a perpetuating cycle. When blood sugars keep dropping, the brain's first priority is survival, not mealtime. That wired, panic, hopeless feeling, it's not just in your head, it's in your cells. Without steady glucose, your muscles lose fuel, your mood crashes, your immune system isn't able to mount a strong defense for you. And when I was going through this, I lost over 100 pounds, most of it within 3 months. And when I went to emergency out of desperation, I was sent home with no help, just the suggestion of drinking Boost or Ensure. And given what's actually in those and not in those, that wasn't a solution either. That's when I sat down with my naturopath and learned that there are steps we can take to start reversing this. And I'm going to share some of what worked for me when I was wasting away. First, and most important, we want to calm the system before trying to feed it. If your nervous system believes that you're in danger, digestion isn't going to happen. This is where the nausea, cramping, and diarrhea come into play, and as a result of that, nothing gets absorbed. One of the things I did that helped was something called grounding my body. You do that by walking, standing, or even sitting. And I did it with my feet just bare on the grass, sand, or raw earth. And it helps to restore appetite by calming the nervous system so your hunger signals start to turn back on. You can also add in a few minutes of slow, deep breathing with nice long exhales. I find that resting my hand on my belly really helps. You want to do that until you can feel your body start to soften and relax. Because digestion is a mess, you want to treat it like a baby's tummy, beginning with easy to process, nutrient dense fuel. This is not the time for bulky salads or heavy casseroles, the foods I used to love, actually shredded my guts. So instead, I began with some nice warm mineral-rich broths. Miso, mushroom, or bone broths are wonderful, especially if they're homemade. What they do is they activate the vagus nerve to kickstart digestion. It triggers your appetite signals, and bonus, the electrolytes stabilize energy and help to reduce fatigue. Now, because it's gentle to digest, the broth helps the gut to feel safe again, and after nausea or trauma, that makes it easier to try the next thing. Once my gut was ready, I added in something that I call Sippable solutions. It's basically a balanced liquid meal with complete digestible protein. You want it to have healthy fats, gentle prebiotic fiber. Real food, vitamins, and minerals are a good idea. Plus, if it has digestive support, that would also help me to absorb that much needed nutrition. Without that, I would have literally starved to death. So it was a source of fuel that I could sip slowly. Just a few ounces an hour worked great, even in the middle of the night. And it didn't trigger the nausea, cramping, or runs. And these three things helped me to stabilize my blood sugars, preventing that hypoglycemia that sends our body into panic mode. And over time, I could add in gentle foods like baked yams, steamed white fish, and something called mushy peas. I thought that was just an English thing. Anyway, because there was no way that I could down 3 large meals, I focused on micro meals. I served those on the little side plates that I could tolerate. Spacing those out throughout the day helps, and adding in a few sips of that sippable solution in between those small meals, and even during the evening, that helped me to get those and keep those nutrients flowing in. Now, if you're losing weight, strength, or energy, and the advice you've been given is just eat more or stay positive, you probably already know that it doesn't help and how that advice doesn't work when your physiology is in a crisis like that. The goal is not simply to get food or empty calories in. The goal is to get fuel into your body that can actually use to recover and rebuild. If you or a loved one is struggling to eat, I've been where you are. I know what it feels like to dread every bite, to push food away while people around you are begging you to eat. But I also know that it can change because I've lived through that change. Now, if you're at that point where you're looking to fuel your body back to life, comment fuel and I will send you my free guide with the exact strategies that help me to turn my appetite back on. You can also follow me on Instagram at Cancer Nutrition Support for more survival strategies from someone who's been there. So thanks so much for watching. I hope to see you tomorrow on my weekly wellness show. It'll be right here, same place, but an hour earlier. I'll be talking a little bit about how you might be feeling in your own skin this summer, creaky joints, and what you can do about that. All right, everyone, that's all I've got. Thanks for your time, and I hope you make it a great day, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye for now.